Welcome! This is the first in a series of 3 training videos where I'm going to be teaching about how to transform jumping struggles into polite manners. It is for dogs that jump on you when you come home, jump on company or delivery people or people that you meet on the street. It's for dogs that are more random about their jumping. Maybe it's not as predictable. Maybe it's when you have something in your hand, or it's only when your dog is excited. This is the place to be to transform that jumping struggle into beautifully polite manners. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Debbie Schaefer of the Well-Mannered Dog, and I've been helping dog lovers keep the fun of having a dog while reducing the frustration of doggy misbehavior since 1987. I was just like you when I got my first dog as an adult. Flurry was an 80-pound and growing Bernese mountain dog. And when he jumped on people, he would knock them over. It hurt. When I first started training in 1974, it was all about giving corrections for obedience issues. And it never prepared me for a dog that jumped on people. In 1988, when I got Flurry, I had young kids. I didn't know what to do about this jumping, and Flurry knocked people down repeatedly. All those years ago, I was in the same place as you. I had a dog that jumped on people. In my case, he was hurting people, and I tried different things that I had learned, but most of them didn't work. I wanted a dog that would be a companion and a dog I could do fun things with. I wanted a dog that could participate as a member of the family. And instead, I had a dog that was causing injuries to people. He was embarrassingly wild and out of control as he jumped all over people, and I couldn't risk taking him places. And it would be fair to say family members were extremely frustrated with Flurry. But through the process of further education as a dog trainer, I learned why those techniques from the past had failed. And that was because they focused on what is called on-the-job training. On-the-job training is what happens at the time in which the problem is occurring. So in this case, the dog is jumping at that moment. The goal of this set of videos is to show you the critical things that you need to transform that jumping into polite manners. Your dog needs the opportunity to first learn with off-the-job training. This is about training that takes place when your dog is not about to jump on people, because your dog can't learn new skills when it's so excited that it can't think clearly. Let me give you a human example of the difference between on-the-job training and off-the-job training. Let's say you're starting a new job and you need to learn a new skill. Maybe it's how to operate a new piece of machinery. You can either have the horrifically stressful and frustrating situation of on-the-job training, in which you have a line of people who are waiting on you as you are being told what to do step by step. And then 10 minutes later, you're left on your own to handle that angry, impatient, and ever-growing line of unhappy people. Because you're not really fluent in the skills yet. You just have this very basic, cursory introduction to what you need to know. And now you're experimenting and finding out on your own, under extremely stressful circumstances, how that machine really works. Or you can have off-the-job training, where you learn and you hone your skills and you make mistakes off the job where there is no pressure. And then once you have those skills, you go into the real life situation with confidence and with skill. Your dog needs an opportunity to learn. Be calm with people. It needs to learn to turn away from people or things that it wants, like food in your hand or a toy or the kids that are running. It needs to learn self-control, and it needs to learn feet on the floor. So yes, even feet on the floor is first taught away from the circumstances in which your dog would jump. The result of off-the-job training is your dog now has knowledge that it can draw upon. It can say, oh, we're playing that game. Your goal is to reward calmness, disengagement, self-control, and all 4 feet firmly planted on the floor. When you start with off-the-job training, both you and your dog will then have the skills that you can then confidently transfer into that jumping struggle under real life circumstances. And you can end up having your dream of having a dog that keeps its cute little feet firmly planted on the floor. So the goal is to be able to reward your dog for keeping its feet on the floor. Now, I know at this point, some of you are asking yourself, but my dog will never have its feet on the floor when it's greeting a person or when it's excited. Its feet will never be still. It will be moving. It'll be bouncing. It'll be excited. My dog, there won't be anything to reward. That's okay. That's okay. What we need to do right now is to buy you some time. So we want to give you some management strategies for that jumping struggle. As many of you already know, the behavior your dog does today becomes its habit of tomorrow. So you want to manage your dog's environment so it is not rehearsing the jumping behavior as you go through the process of teaching the skills that your dog needs, the calmness, so that it can keep its feet on the ground. So a fantastic question to ask yourself is, how can I manage the environment so my dog does not practice what I don't want? This is going to allow you to be proactive and to get in front of that jumping problem. I'm going to give you some fantastic options. You can use any type of confinement system. So a crate, a baby gate, shutting your dog into a room that's been doggy-proofed, one of those portable dog pens. And this is going to allow you to put your dog away for visitors or delivery people or anyone come to the house that your dog might jump on. It might be that before you open the door to accept the package, that your dog goes behind a gate first. It might be, you know, company's going to be arriving at 11 a.m., so at 10:50, you put your dog into the crate so it has no opportunity to jump on them and you don't get a surprise early arrival. It might be that your dog is in the crate when they arrive, but after they get settled, you put your dog on leash and you bring your dog in on leash and you keep your dog a distance from them that your dog cannot jump. So then it's not rehearsing the jumping problem. Or it might be your dog starts off in the crate, you bring it out on leash and keep it a distance from people that it can't jump on them. But then you know people are going to start moving around or it's going to get more exciting. And so because that would be an unmanageable situation, your dog goes back in the crate. Your leash is a fantastic way to also manage the problem. It's not just for taking your dog on the walk. It can be used to manage your dog's environment, just like your leash is used to manage your dog while it is on a walk so that it's not running into the street and it's not chasing the neighbor's cats and it's not just running away in general. Your leash also prevents jumping. It allows you to guide your dog's choices. And it allows you to keep your dog a distance from the people your dog would jump on. Your leash can be used to prevent jumping both inside the house and outside the house. When it comes to prevention and managing your dog's environment, I want you to be creative. For example, if I have a dog that jumps on me when I come home or when I let it out of the crate, I might ask myself, is there something that I could throw away from me that my dog would chase after? If your dog is chasing after a toy or a piece of food, then it's not jumping on you. Keep in mind, your prevention and your management is not the end solution. It is just in place until your dog has learned that the value is in keeping its cute little feet on the ground. In addition, prevention is going to cause your frustration and your embarrassment to significantly reduce. And I think that is fantastic. So you want to plan and set up your prevention strategies today. To help you out, download the attached PDF to start planning out those prevention strategies. Now, I don't want to leave you today with only prevention. I also want to make sure that today you have one of our foundation games to start playing. This is our rascally, unpredictable food game. I want you to have this game because it is appropriate for all jumping struggles, but it is also one of the most beneficial foundation games that you can play with a dog that jumps. It is tremendously beneficial because it teaches all 4 skill categories that your dog needs. It is a calmness game, a disengagement game, a self-control game, and a keep your feet on the ground game. This is how you play the rascally, unpredictable food game.
Okay, so what you're gonna see here in a second is I'm gonna release Huli off her station. She's gonna be here with me, and I'm gonna start a rascally unpredictable food delivery with the food coming from above her head. If she reaches for the food, this means her feet are starting to come off the ground. So I'm gonna give her information about that behavior. The food is gonna go away. As long as her feet are on the ground, the food's gonna continue to slowly come into her. She's gotta keep those feet on the ground and not reach for the food at all in order to get the food to be delivered. Release. You see reaching right there, feet coming off the ground, the food goes further away. Reaching for it, the food goes away, even just a little bit, because the reaching for it is the first step of the feet coming off of the ground. So when my dog reaches for the food goes higher. Reaching for the food is the start of the feet coming off the ground. When you make the food go higher because they reach for it, it gives them information about what happened when their feet start to leave the ground. What they want moves further away. So taking the feet off the ground is a disadvantage. And when they can keep their feet on the ground for the food coming in close, give them the food to reward your dog.
The rascally unpredictable food game is a game of calmness. It's a game of disengagement. It's a game of self-control. And it's a game of keep your feet on the ground. So it is the perfect game for dogs that like to jump on people. All you have to do is play it for 3 minutes a day to get the benefits of this game. But there's more to this that you really need to know about, because you need to start taking a closer look at that jumping struggle. In the next video, we're going to be looking at why your dog really jumps and when it jumps. We're going to be looking at some strategies that help your dog calm down, because we know a lack of calmness is one of those key contributing factors to the jumping issue. I'm also going to show you different ways to deliver rewards that have a significant impact on your dog's excitability level. This is really important, because knowing that can be the difference between a dog that stays excited and one that calms down enough to greet people politely. But right now I want to know a little bit more about you. How will removing this jumping struggle affect your life? What will you be able to do right now that maybe you hesitate to do or you don't do at all because of the jumping struggle? So please scroll down below this video and tell me in the comments section. And of course, if you like this video and found it useful, I would love if you clicked the like button and if you shared it with your friends and family. Okay, so today you're going to put your management strategies into place. You're going to start playing the rascally unpredictable food game for 3 minutes a day. You're going to tell me more about that jumping struggle, and you're going to look for your next video in 2 days.